Jay Woodford. For those of you who don't know me, man, I'm fired up. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about tonight. We've been hitting on the subject of persuasion a lot lately, and influence, because lots of you guys are in sales or marketing or something like that, where you are daily to build your future. You're dealing with how to influence people and make friends, which is a good book, by the way. But you know what's funny about that is a common misconception that I experience with people is they have the mindset that they have to be some like charismatic, super nice guy person that's just like Mr. Popularity in order to influence people. And that, though that helps, that's not absolutely necessary. If you watch things like, I love Dragon's Den and I love Shark Tank. If you watch those, you're gonna see a big well, not a big, but a good spectrum of different personalities on there. There's people that are personable and friendly and have a heart for people, and then there's Kevin O'Leary. And Kevin O'Leary is one of the most successful guys on there from a business standpoint. From a personal standpoint, probably one of the least. I like the guy. I'm sure, you know, we don't know what pain people are going through. We can't judge that stuff, and I don't like it when I do that. Don't like when other people do it, because we just don't know. We don't know the pain that everybody's going through. I know that he went through some stuff that made him kind of have that edge on him. But anyways, as you can see, people make money. People succeed in the context of business and sales and marketing with different personalities. So is it really the having that type of thing, the charming personality, is that really number one? I don't think so. And I think that if you look around in a business environment, you're going to find all kinds of different people who succeed. Very, very, very varying types of personalities. To me, when people ask me what that question is, the one single thing that I say, if you want to influence people and make sales, the one biggest thing you have to do is be believable. You have got to believe in the message that you are getting across to your customers or to anybody that you're trying to persuade to make a decision. You've got to believe in it. You've got to come across that you believe what it is you're saying. And because that's the only way to be believable. People are wondering, does this person really believe in what it is they're saying, or are they just trying to get money out of my pocket or make me do something that I may not want to do? So how you build beliefs, we've talked about this over and over again. If you're brand new here, the first time you're checking in on anything with the Synergist project, or if you're brand new working with me in anything, I would go through all my material on belief. Okay, this isn't me that came up with it. This is stuff that's been around for thousands of years, but it is the most effective stuff in terms of how to understand, how to influence how to change the biggest thing about you that's gonna be the biggest factor to whether or not you succeed, and that is belief. Okay, because I don't care how much you want something. If you don't believe you can get it, you're not going to pay the price to do it. Beliefs are everything. Quick little bit about it, just in case you're here, to give you a little taste test of what it is that I talk about in those sessions. Here's what happens with belief. First of all, you can't choose what it is that you believe. You cannot consciously choose what you believe. Everybody's going around saying you have to believe in yourself, etc. You got to believe, you got to all that stuff. It's true, but nobody ever says, and very few people ever ask the question, if that's true, how do I get myself there? Okay? I find that I don't believe in myself. How do I believe in myself? How do I even get there? That's a good question to start asking, because you cannot. 90+% of you who are listening to this right now have a very low view of yourself and a very low view of your capacity to succeed at whatever it is that you're wanting to succeed at. That has got to change. Without that changing, nothing's going to happen long term. So, but you'll notice right now, you can't just go and choose to believe. That's not going to happen. There's got to be some basis upon which you start to build your belief. One of the biggest things that I used in order to go from having not much belief in myself to having belief in myself, was understanding the power of everything that we've been given, our mind, everything, and realizing that we've all been endowed with the same capacities, and how to activate those things, and understanding how belief works, and understanding how the mind works. Because when you do that, you start to come to the realization that your mistakes and your shortcomings and all that stuff are not indicative of who you are innately. You know, if you failed at something, it doesn't mean that you're destined to fail. It means that you had the wrong ideas. There's a famous golf teacher, I can't remember his name now, amazingly, way back from Ben Hogan's time. Anyways, he said something like, before you're going to do something properly, you must first have a mental image of what it is you're trying to accomplish, or something along those lines. And that's true with everything. And until you can see how to do it in your mind, you're never going to be able to do it. So you have to be able to utilize that mechanism. I'm going to talk a little bit about worry, and then we're going to shut this down, because we're all talking about belief here. If you want to sell something, you got to believe in it so that you come across as believable. Here's how beliefs form. Worry. Worry always begins with something suggestive, meaning, let's say you're going to go embark on something that's brand new, risky, scary, the potential for failure is there, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. What happens normally is some type of suggestion comes into the mind. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if my friends laugh at me? What if people think I'm an idiot? Etc. etc. You start having these suggestions coming into your mind, and the moment you begin to start seeing that play out in your mind like a movie in your mind, you start to see it happen. That's when you start to believe it. Why? Because your subconscious, your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one that is imagined vividly. This is why you can visualize something and have a totally appropriate emotional response that's akin to actually experiencing something. So what that means is you're actually starting to see that happen. You're going to get to this place where you're starting to, you could say to yourself, man, I could totally see that happening. I could see myself losing everything. I could see my friends laughing at me when I fail. I could see myself absolutely blowing this thing apart and falling on my face. Why? Because you are seeing it happen. And whatever you see in your mind is what you come to believe. So that's every one of us has far more experience with that than we do with the positive. So draw off of that. Use that to understand that when you are about to embark on something, if you're going to go into some kind of sales meeting and you're seeing the prospect not believing you or it not going well, that's what's going to happen, not because of some funky vibrational thing, I don't think anyways. It's because you're mentally practicing that. You're going to go in and operate according to how you just practiced. Simple. You're going into it with no belief, so you're going to act like that. That's how you've got to do this. That's how you build beliefs. Get out there, kick some ass. Go through everything that I've talked about on belief, okay? It's the most powerful stuff you're ever going to listen to. I guarantee it. So go through it. Hit me up. Let me know how it works out for you, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks.